In today's episode, let's read a simple love ritual using a few incense ingredients. Namaste everyone and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ, a show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. So this is a podcast and you might just want to grab your favorite beverage and snacks and just relax while I give you company, or continue doing whatever you're doing at the moment and you might just enjoy this podcast. So this is a reading from a book called Incense and Incense Rituals, which is written by Thomas Kinkele. And we're reading page number 35, which says sensuality and eroticism. So we'll be reading the ritual as such, and then we'll be reading about a few things about some of the incense ingredients, the fragrance messages that the incense ingredient carries. So we have 9 incense ingredients and we'll be reading the fragrance messages of those. So let's start this. So this is page number 36. It says, the desire for partnership and the joys of love. Sensual pleasure and the enjoyment of satisfying desire are splendid privileges of human beings, the wonder of which is especially revealed when they are celebrated with subtle sensitivity. We very much miss this side of life when there is no partner in sight. At such a time, he or she must be called into our life. A ritual for strengthening this call is therefore recommended to those wishing for relationship and the joys of love. A certain resonance effect occurs when the image of a desired state is created and put out into the cosmos. Burning incense is a fine way to help carry such prayers and wishes over the threshold of the third into the fourth dimension. According to the laws of attraction, such a message will find the appropriate recipient and the contact will manifest sooner, if not later. Within a relationship, a ritual may be invoked as preparation for a beautiful evening of love. In the Old Testament, Song of Solomon, King Solomon, who adoringly describes the Queen of Sheba's charms in terms of aromatic plant fragrances, certainly already knew that incense inspires the senses. An incense ritual can definitely deepen emotional intensity and increase sensitivity towards one partner. Preparation and selection of the incense substances. In the following ritual, it is advisable to burn the incense materials individually, one after the other. It is also helpful to read up on their properties in the chapters on description of the incense materials. So we'll be reading a few of these notes. To stimulate our powers of association. Since each substance has its very own characteristics, it naturally also addresses very specific emotional connotations. The ritual for seeking a partner aims to awaken a creativity on the level of visualization. The related incense are aimed at this, so it is important to be aware of their energies from the start. The point is to discover what qualities each particular substance may encourage. This ritual involves expressing the personal truth of an individual's desires. The aim of the incense in this situation is to help us discover, formulate, and articulate these needs. Sensuality and eroticism, the ritual. Prepare a beautiful place to sit. This ritual is performed with the intention of attaining to a greater understanding and deeper intimacy. Honesty and openness are the qualities of such a meeting. Being in this ritual by sitting opposite your partner with the incense stove between you. One of you places the first incense on the stove. If you would like to, hold hands while one partner expresses a wish related to sensuality, desire, and devotion. No comment should be made about the wish. Let it simply remain within the space and be absorbed in the silence of the fragrance. The other partner then should also express a wish, either with the same fragrance or with the following one. Next, you each express gratitude for something that you very much value about the other. More incense may be added to enhance this gratitude. In the third stage, describe what makes your partner so worthy of your trust that you wish to share this ritual with him or her, and the remaining substances to the fire as you do this. Both of you now direct your entire attention within and feel the instinctive needs in your own bodies. Sense how these are manifesting in your very cells, and for several minutes remain completely still within this experience. In conclusion, both of you enter your own heart space, feeling the longing there and allowing it to guide the unfolding of the rest of the love ritual. Suggested incense substances are: first, cinnamon bark, Cinnamomum cassia. Second is Damiana, Turnera diffusa. Third is benzoin, Styrex tonkinensis. Fourth is ginger root, Zingiber officinale. Fifth is myrrh, Commiphora abyssinica. Sixth is sunset hibiscus seeds, Hibiscus abelmask. Seventh is guaiacum wood, Guaiacum officinale. Eighth is guggul, Commiphora mucul. And ninth is coriander, Coriandrum sativum. So the incense ingredients should go on the sieve in the same series, in the same serial number. So we start with cinnamon bark, Damiana, benzoin, ginger root, myrrh, sunset hibiscus seeds, guaiacum wood, guggul, and coriander. So now let's read the fragrance notes that each of these incense material brings in and what are the properties of these. So let's read about cinnamon bark. So cinnamon bark's elemental force is fire, emphasis is on body, notes on burning as incense. An important component of many incense mixtures, cinnamon bark can always be added to create a warm, cozy, and open-hearted atmosphere. It immediately immerses a room in a homey yet stimulating exotic mood. The fragrance message is: familiar impulses trigger dreams and allow free flight of the imagination. Food for the inner fire. Next is Damiana, Turnera Aphrodisiaka. The elemental force is fire and the emphasis of the emotion. Notes on burning as incense. The incense fragrance of Damiana is green or herbal, hot, and tends to die down directly on the sieve. It is very good in combination with copal and cassia, always adding its very own aromatic, sweetish or green tone to the mix. It is well suited as a love incense. The fragrance message is a powerful impulse that aims at opening and devotion, imparting a sense of lightness and awakening the joy of life, following the call of sensuality. Benzoin. So the elemental force is water, emphasis is on emotion. It is advisable to burn benzoin in incense mixtures together with, for instance, sandalwood, eaglewood, frankincense, myrrh, labdanum, or tonka bean. Burnt alone, it initially has a very sharp smell and almost takes your breath away before the balsamic, vanilla-like aroma arises. The fragrance messages: the feelings are healed in a gentle way so that protectively and helpfully spiritual power can develop. Soothing for the wounded soul. Third is ginger root. Elemental force is fire. Emphasis is on body. The typically sweet, hot fragrance of ginger root burnt as incense has a very warming and mobilizing effect on our initiative and ability to make decisions. It mixes especially well with eaglewood, sandalwood, cinnamon, cloves, and camphor. a powerful aromatic burst of fire that leads us out of rigidity and lets the energy flow freely to overcome blocks. Life is movement, is the fragrance message. Then we have myrrh. The elemental force is earth. The emphasis is on emotion. This earthy fragrance combines beautifully with other resins to ensure grounding. Suppressed emotions become integrated since its effect also extends to the subtle bodies. Emotional ground is prepared for the spiritual seed and the soul is nourished. Fertility and purity is the fragrance message. Then we have sunset hibiscus seeds. The elemental force is water. The emphasis is on emotion. The incense creates both tension and grounding so that instinctual emotional energy can be expressed through the body and control relinquished. Opening up to everything that is available and dreaming of beauty. Feeling who you are is the fragrance message. Then we have guaiacum wood. The elemental force is earth. The emphasis is on emotion. The vanilla-like soft fragrance has a subduing and soothing effect on a passionate temperament, but stimulating one where there is fearful restraint. This is the story of the hard shell that covers the soft kernel. Sensitivity and strength are united here. That's the fragrance message. Then we have guggul. The elemental force is water and the emphasis is on emotion. The incense fragrance is very intense, ranging from sweet or balsamic to vanilla-like with tart or resinous tones. Guggul can help free the nervous system of many toxins. When burnt as incense, it relieves tensions and engenders a state of deep peace and serenity, effective for repelling mosquitoes too. All disruptive influences must be released and only what has vital significance remains. Feeling into the depths is the fragrance message of guggul. And lastly, the ninth ingredient that we have is coriander. The elemental force is water and the emphasis is on emotion. This is an attunement remedy with a narcotic effect. The smoke can help alleviate nervous strain. An aphrodisiac mood develops after the slightly burnt smelling first impression gives way to a fine spicy aroma. It has a harmonizing effect, can be combined well with benzoin, frankincense, myrrh and mastic. All obstructive and destructive forces are pacified. This leads to harmony and a willingness to make contact, creating equilibrium and calm. That's the fragrance message of coriander. So that was a simple ritual that we learned today. You might want to do it for yourself or do it with your partner. And so I hope you enjoyed today's episode and you learned something from it. Till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.